Hello everyone, Russ of Aquarium X Pets here with some Porcellio laevis California mix. Now, California mix are a locality. In other words, some specimens were collected from a particular area in California and they produce all of these different phenotypes even though they're all closely related. I've had this colony going for I don't know how many generations, and they keep producing these different visual appearances. So let's take a close look at each one that we notice here in this container. And this is what is referred to as a wild type coloration, just a simple gray. And most populations of Porcellio laevis you encounter just look like this in the wild. But for some reason, California mix produces lots of others. Let's take a look at some. Here is an essentially white specimen. You can see it has dark eyes and a white body. Many of the young ones in my bin are this color, and it is possible that they don't spend their entire lives in one color. California mix may indeed be the same as the form known as half-whites by Orrin McMonigal in his book Isopods Zoology. I'll put a link in the description to that book. And it's quite possible that they're the same thing, and sometimes they will molt and become a different color, the half-whites, and I'm not sure whether or not California mix is the same, but it is possible that it is. At any rate, get a lot of them that have this white coloration with the dark eyes. And here is another form. It's not quite as dark as the wild type. It looks a little bit like the Porcellio laevis that Kyle Candillian isolated from roach crossing, and I'm not sure if it's exactly the same shade, but it reminds me of it. It's just quite a bit lighter than the wild type, and for comparison's sake I'll put a wild type in here so you can see them both at the same time. And there you go. You can see, if we can get the wild type to stay still, you can see there's quite a bit of difference in coloration, the wild type being much darker. And here is basically what appears very similar to the Porcellio laevis orange that's in the hobby. This is one of the rarer color forms that I find in my bin. I do find it, but not very often. And so it's always fun to see it. I have a different bin in which there are Porcellio laevis California mix and Porcellio laevis orange, and there are a lot more oranges in that bin, but that is not California mix anymore because there are two different forms in there. I'm not really sure if they ever interbred or not, but sure are a lot of oranges in that bin. And I kind of put all of these together because I think they fit in a single category in a sense. These are all kind of pied in a sense. They've got dark markings and light markings. Some of them, as you can see, like this specimen here is almost entirely, well, this specimen is almost entirely dark with just a little bit of light markings on it, and this one's almost entirely light with just some dark markings around the edges. And we've got everything in between. Some of them have the wild type coloration as the background color. Some of them have more of an orange or peachy color. And some of them are more of that caramely color, if I can call it that, the browner color. And a lot of them in the bin look like this. And once again, when you put them all together, you get an effect something like this. I'm about to put them into a bin with mostly refreshed substrate. It's about time to do that. Actually, it's high time to do that for this colony. But as you can see, the colony is doing pretty well. These are not nearly as many as are in the bin. I just took some out to be representative so you could see what they look like. If you haven't kept Porcellio laevis California mix and you want something with a lot of variety, I feel like they're not as prolific as things like Porcellio laevis milkback or Porcellio laevis dairy cow, but they're similar in many ways. It's certainly a lot of fun, and I find it fascinating that they produce all of these different phenotypes, and they're all from the same locality and must be genetically very similar to one another, but you'll get this generation after generation, this lovely mix. If you have any questions about Porcellio laevis care, you can check out my video up here in the corner. It's an older video, but still has lots of good information that can help you keep your isopods. Thanks for watching today. I post videos every Friday with live streams and shorts during the week as well. Please feel free to share, rate, comment, and if you haven't already,
subscribe.
And then tap the bell for all notifications so you don't miss my next video.